And everybody, you already know who's here, Mr. Perukel. They wondered, maybe it was just coincidental that Mrs. and Mr. Perukel had the same last name, but
Yeah.
it's official. But this is a great group. They really are, and they've been really interested in it. I've brought your name up more than once, so
Oh,
we just want to make sure everybody pays attention. I know Mr. Perukel welcomes questions. If he doesn't get to you right away, just put your hand down and wait a moment, because he might be right in the middle of something. Okay?
Okay, well, I'll start at the beginning. September 30th, 1986, which is about 7.5 years ago, I had a major heart attack. 2/3 of my heart was shot. It wasn't working anymore, and the only way for me to live was to have a complete cardiac transplant, and which happened in December of 1986 at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. And I should back up. What, heart attack, in and out of Mercy Hospital, and had the heart transplant. Came home January of 1987, a month after. A couple days after that, I had a pacemaker installed right here, right underneath the skin. And what I want to talk to you kids about is how to prevent something like that from happening. And that's basically watching your diet, although I know young kids your age like to eat fast food, and a little bit of it isn't going to hurt you, but don't eat too much of it. And smoking is an absolute out. There's nothing good about smoking of any kind. Pipe, cigars, cigarettes, anything that's good for you. If you could possibly stay away from that, you'd be doing yourself a heck of a favor. Plus saving yourself a bundle of money. I guess the prices of cigarettes are going to go sky high. Yes?
What is that thing that's on your heart? Or under your skin right there?
Right here, it's a pacemaker.
What's it for?
It's to regulate my heartbeat. There's a little computer in there, and it's preset that if my heartbeat goes below 70 beats per minute, the pacemaker will send out a pulse to my heart and kind of give it a little tiny jolt of electricity.
Like what they do with the blinking?
Yeah, to start. Yeah.
Can you feel it?
When I first got the pacemaker put in, I could feel it late at night, just before I would fall asleep. You know, when your body's completely at rest and you're for a couple minutes there, kind of like a twilight zone. Once in a while, I could feel it pulsing. No, there's no hurt. Yes?
Well, did it hurt when you got out of it? Do you have a fake sternum in there now since you had a fracture or something?
Yeah, I'll get into the surgery in a little bit. How they do a transplant is this. You've all seen the health chart. You have the sternum bone in the middle, right? The ribs come together and the sternum bone protects the heart. What they have to do is crack that sternum bone open. Open you up like this, and they have clamps and devices that hold you up while you're on the operating table. And what they do then is they surgically, well, remove your heart. Meanwhile, all the blood and your lungs, all that is done by machines. Heart-lung machine, they call it, which takes over that function while you're on the operating table. And they leave the back of the heart in, and they sew the new heart to the back of that heart. They literally stitch it in by hand. And once they get all the major arteries hooked back up and some of the smaller veins, then they give the heart, the new heart that's in my chest, a tiny electric jolt jump-started, like when you jump-start a dead battery. and then they close you back up, sew you up, and wish you lots of luck. Yes?
Does that test the donor for AIDS or your
Yes,
blood
all.
sample?
Before you're considered a donor, the criteria number one is the donor has to be brain dead. An absolute flatliner, that's it. He is mentally dead already. There is no sensation. They have to wait 24 hours. They have a medical specialty called a neurologist come in and check. They run all kinds of tests, like they have these sharp little needles, and they'll poke you in various places of your body. If you don't react, you're brain dead. Tiny little needle. Yes?
But with the sternum, they put the same sternum back in?
Yeah. They reconnect it, they staple it.
They use like string or something on it, or
Pardon?
what are the staples? Staples.
It's like a staple.
And the metal stays in that hole?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a special surgical staple. You know, but they literally, they shoot it right in you. Yeah.
Can you feel it?
What, my new heart?
No, can you feel it when you're doing the surgery?
No. You're completely knocked out. There's anesthesia. That's another whole medical specialty, anesthesiology. They just completely knock you out. When I was helicoptered to Henry Ford Hospital, they induced a coma in me, and I was literally out for a week. I had no memories. I woke up and a bunch of stitchings down my chest, and they told me I had a new heart. Yes, sir.
They had to stitch the hurt on?
Yeah.
Are the stitches still on there, or are the stitches that like? go
No,
away?
the stitches are still there.
So
They'll be there
sometimes
forever.
they, like, rip out or something like that?
No, no. Yeah,
Can you have more than one pacemaker?
no, just one pacemaker. You can never have more than one. One can do all the functions that it needs to do.
If they had to staple the heart to something beside you, how does it hook up for all the blood to flow through it?
Well, when they disconnect the arteries, they clamp them off from where the arteries go out of your body. They clamp it right there. They snip it. Actually, transplantation surgery is a lot simpler than bypasses. That takes quite a bit of plumbing and taking a major vein or an artery out of your leg and then putting it in your heart and bypassing existing arteries. But that's another whole speech in itself.